Welcome to the I Hate Critics movie.
Oh, come on. No.
1994.
No.
What?
But you had a comedy gold before that when I couldn't put a fork in my mouth.
Why
And
couldn't you
instead
put
you just started with like dead air.
Why couldn't you put a fork in your mouth?
Because
Because we're doing a podcast? Oh, wait.
I don't know how to eat. All right.
She's still learning. It's okay.
It's that airplane gag. I've got a drinking problem.
Yeah, and then you just that's exactly right. God, who's that? Robert Hayes?
Yeah.
God bless him.
Great. That's a great gag.
It's good. Yeah, absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
Yeah, kind of an appropriate one for the movie we're going to talk about because it's got a lot of gags like that.
So, yeah,
It's not a parody, but
that's true.
But
That's
first,
true.
Amy, who's our sponsor?
It's the Pontiac Fiero. It's the Farrelly brothers of cars.
I bet they would love that, actually.
You're welcome. They probably would. Or it's Farrelly, isn't it? It's not Farrelly.
Yeah, it's Farrelly.
Yeah.
The Farrelly brothers and Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
I got to say, going into this, I kind of thought this was going to be another Mrs. Doubtfire situation. I thought maybe we'd get halfway in and just like turn it off.
Because we were worried about Jim Carrey.
I was a little worried.
Me too.
I was a little worried. It's been a while. I've not seen this movie in like 30 years.
Yeah.
It's not one I've gone back to.
No.
It's really not a movie anyone goes back to.
Well, I think you're wrong. I think a lot of people I graduated still go back to this movie a lot. A lot. Because when you run out of things to say to a person you haven't seen in 30 years, what better than to quote a film that I'd never seen before?
I like it a lot.
Oh, shut up. Good Christ.
I don't know why people just loved that phrasing and they would repeat that
Oh,
in high school for, years.
over
In
and
college.
over again. And I'm like, wow. It's no matter how you say it, it's still not funny. I don't understand. But okay, it's fine.
Jim Carrey was the biggest star in the world at the time. I believe they gave him, $25 million to do this movie?
$7 million. Here's the thing.
Oh, the next one. He got Cable Guy.
Yeah, exactly. So, because $7, and he even negotiated that up because at first, the Farrelly, they didn't know who he was. They had no idea. And then all of a sudden Ace Ventura comes out and they're like, oh, shit. And so Carrey, in his wisdom, says, you didn't know who I was, did you? Yeah, I'm going to ask for, because it was going to be I think it was like 70,000 or something like that. So he goes to bat for $7 million. He gets it. Do you know why he got it? He was the only one that got paid like that. Ask me how much Jeff Daniels got paid for this movie.
How much did he get paid?
$50,000. That was it. And no one even wanted him on the film because they thought he was too serious of an actor. And Jim Carrey is like, no, he's great. Some more facts for you. My favorite man, Gary Oldman, was supposed to be one of the Dumb and Dumber people. Yeah.
What? How would that have worked?
He was supposed to play Jim Carrey's character.
Oh, what?
And Nicolas Cage was to play Harry.
What?
And Nicolas Cage was actually signed on until, what was it? It was like they were getting right up to starting to film, and he backed out. So,
wow, I didn't want to work with Jim Carrey.
What's sad is that he already had the hair. You know what I mean? He could have played Harry, no problem. So, and I just can't see Gary Oldman playing Lloyd. I
believe that man could play anything, but that's wild. That's a wild thought. But then, oh God, he would have just turned it into Tiptoes. Oh God.
No.
Yeah, there's a nightmare for you if you've never seen Tiptoes.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Good times.
There's a reason that movie's only accessible on the dark web.
I know of some of the scenes in that movie. It still wasn't. It was never released, isn't that it?
It was released.
Oh, it was released.
Yeah, because I actually saw it. When I was working at Blockbuster, I was actually able to rent that, and that's how I saw it.
God,
yeah,
it's a great movie. If you like shitty movies, it's a great movie.
Not a good movie.
It's not a good movie.
It is deeply unpleasant.
Yeah. There's a lot of fucking Nicolas Cage in that movie, and No one needs that. No one needs that.
Gary Oldman going full Nicolas Cage.
Now, see, Gary Oldman. Okay, yes. I would watch him in that movie. To this day.
He's the star of Tiptoes.
He is? Oh, he's the short. Wait, is he? He's the short man?
He is the little person. That's why it's so offensive.
What year
part
did
of the reason.
Out?
It's like 2002.
Oh, I was thinking of that other movie that Nicolas Cage was in that didn't get released that we watched.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. This is different.
Okay. Tiptoes. That's even the name of that is offensive.
It really is. It's like, it's even hard. I kind of cringe when I say it, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny. Now I get why you said Tiptoes, because it's the two of them. Well, yeah. So, yeah. Don't ever ask me if I've done my research. Okay? You're welcome.
Okay, Amy knows. She even knows what movie we're talking about.
Well, Sean, like the last 4 days, did you do your research for Dumb and Dumber? I'm like, no. And then here we are. No one ever believes me. No one ever believes me. And then I get shit done.
How's the Facebook page coming?
Oh. Look, I can read. I just can't type. Well, I mean, I can.
She went back. MJ, unfortunately, she went back to the tree. So she's just putting photos up on a tree.
Yes.
At the house I don't even live in anymore.
Yes.
Somebody's going to love that tree.
It's an empty house just with the tree out front.
The tree out front that has lots of things stapled to it. And sloppily.
Sloppily, yeah.
Sloppily. Anyway, Dumb and Dumber.
Staples.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't quite stick to the tree.
That's true.
I almost didn't make it here today for this show because I decided to eat at a chain restaurant.
Are you afraid to get sued? Because I'll say it.
I'm telling you, I think they poisoned me. And it's not even like typical food poisoning, but like I was seeing things.
Uh-huh.
I was laying in my bed and like I was having this like AI slop like going through my head. I was like people I've just been watching on Instagram or YouTube just kind of doing different things in video form in my head is what I could see every time I closed my eyes. And there was just this constant soundtrack happening. Just every song I've ever listened to in my life was playing in my head. I don't know what they could have put in these chicken wings.
Rat poison. I am very serious.
Is that what would happen if you were on rat poison?
Well, I mean, if you don't have like a lethal dose, like they did in this movie. But, but no, I mean, there's a certain kind of poison that can definitely make you hallucinate.
I was hallucinating. There's no doubt about it. I was in pain and I was hallucinating and I was sweating. I don't know if I slept more than 10 minutes at a time. I just kept waking up.
Yeah.
And like I couldn't tell which one was the dream and which one was reality.
B-Dubs tried to kill him. That's all I'm saying.
She said it.
I said it. I said, well, come for me then. Come for me. You didn't see your brother laying on a bed looking like he was floating in space. Come for me. Oh, I got it to back up.
I've been high before. I've been high a few times, but like this was weird, man. I hadn't even taken anything. Like I'd not taken any elevating drugs.
Maybe somebody that worked there was trying some shrooms. And then they mixed up your food with theirs.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Because like you'd have more fun with shrooms.
I've heard a story of someone doing shrooms, and they saw a caterpillar coming out of the wall. It was a giant one, and he was real freaked out. Now he can't even smoke weed.
None of that sounds fun.
No.
I'm telling you. I've been that high before, and to me, there's no joy in that.
Yeah,
there's no joy.
It doesn't
make any sense.
It was like 8:00, and I was just flipping through Instagram Reels, and I looked down, and it was 11:00.
Yeah,
I don't know if I stopped looking at Reels or not.
I don't know. It's rare when you send me a bunch of Reels because it's always me sending them out. So I'm like, is he okay?
See, I'm sending things to people, and I have no idea I did that. I sent like 7 of them to my best friend, and she's like, I mean, she's kind of used to it, but these were a little bit odd.
I asked him if he needed an adult, and he said no. So I just walked away.
Hadn't felt like this since Disclosure.
Yeah.
You missed that one. It was- tell MJ about Disclosure.
I
Jeff.
don't think you missed it. I don't think you missed a damn thing. But
No.
I will tell you this. I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would.
Huh.
There is that.
Yeah. It
That's
wasn't good, but
That's the theme of 1994, is just finding the best movie that isn't completely terrible.
yeah. And Disclosure was one of those that was just like, oh, burn every copy of Disclosure like that. It's you're like, God, was it really that bad? No, it was just stupid.
Yeah.
Just stupid.
Just poorly made.
Just poorly made, and I'm sorry. If I could go back in time, I would scream from the mountaintops, stop trying to make Michael Douglas a sex object because it's not working.
What
No one
about
understands.
sexy Jim Carrey?
What's interesting about that
Uh-oh.
is that, okay, so yeah, the haircut was one thing, obviously. He had that kind of bookends, Simon and Garfunkel bookends kind of Julius Caesar cut in this, which later on actually like caught on and became a thing. Like George Clooney on ER had this haircut, you know what I mean? But like it looked sexy on him. But the interesting thing is that the fact that broken tooth is there, that's his real tooth. He had a cap on it and had it removed for this specific role. So he would look like he really chipped his tooth. So there you have it.
He plays Lloyd Christmas,
It's not his name.
which makes this a Christmas movie.
No, it does not. If this is a Christmas movie, then Kiss Me on the Bus by the Replacements is a Christmas song because they have jingle bells playing in the background. I mean, no, absolutely
His
not.
name is Christmas.
No.
It's a Christmas movie.
Okay, then Chrissy Snow. So Three's Company is just a straight up Christmas TV show.
No.
Her name is Christmas Snow.
Oh, yeah, then it is.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with you?
It's a limo driver. He's taking Lauren Holly to the airport. He falls in love with her at first sight. She has no idea what he's doing, and she's there. She's there to drop off a briefcase full of money for people who kidnapped her husband, and he just grabs the briefcase away from the people who's supposed to pick it up, and like tries to give it to her. She's gone. She's already on the airplane flying to Aspen. So he gets his buddy Harry, and they're going to drive across the country and actually deliver this briefcase back to her because they think she lost it. They have no idea what's inside of it, so they have no money.
Yeah.
They're driving a giant van that's a dog.
Yep.
You were a little jealous of the dog. You wanted the dog.
Hmm?
You liked the dog.
No,
The dog part?
I did not like the fact that the dog was eating the sandwich. Do not give perfectly good food to a dog. I'm sorry. If it's a bite, it's fine. But a whole sandwich, that makes me angry. That makes me so angry. I hate those people that do that. If you want to make your dog food out of something fancy, do that. But don't feed a dog a sandwich.
Oh, see, that sounds like a child's book.
That sounds like your children's book.
Yeah, it does. It does. Your raunchy children's book.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a different payoff to that scene. So, like, Harry's like, he's supposed to be taking these dogs to a dog show to deliver them to Lynn Shay, who's fucking great. And discovered by the part of the Farrelly family. And he stops off at a Der Wiener Schnitzel, and then he starts giving these dogs like the food. It's like it's their order, and the dogs are all responding as if they're picking up their order, which is adorable. I thought the payoff in that scene was they were just going to shit all over the back of that van. I thought for sure he's giving them like greasy sandwiches and like foot-long hot dogs.
It's a super
Yeah.
gross
The joke of the
movie,
scene is
so-
going to be that they just shit everywhere.
Right.
And it's just, instead, they just cover themselves in ketchup and mustard, which I appreciate.
I like that better.
I like the restraint, but I thought for sure this is the setup for a shit joke. You just know that was in the script at some point.
And we use that later on, though. God. Well, let it be known, too. So that car, we were so upset. Do you remember how upset we were getting and thinking about if it was raining?
Oh, God.
And that car has like
It's covered in
fiber. Yeah, like
shag carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, like mushrooms are gonna grow out of that.
Driving that thing in the rain.
It's so upsetting. And you know how weird we are about stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
and then like you brought up a good point, Fuzzy, about the
it's gonna weigh the car down because that you can really get some water held in there. Like,
well, what if like he accidentally drove into the water? Like, I mean, that thing would sink immediately. It would sink immediately.
It really would.
God,
it did set up a great gag, though, where he goes to put gas in it and he has to lift the dog's leg.
That was funny.
It's funny.
I'll give it to him.
Well, it was funny for those gas prices. It wouldn't be funny for these.
Oh, you're not wrong.
What was it, like 99 cents a gallon?
It was like $1.09 for diesel.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh man.
And we lived through it. We lived through that.
Yeah.
We never appreciate. We took it for granted.
He did not appreciate that at all.
Not at all. Those gas prices. I just think it's funny that that's the first thing you notice is the gas prices.
I'm very cheap.
There's a movie that Mystery Science Theater did called Werewolf, and they use the same like this tracking shot in this car. They use it like over and over again. So the guy passes the gas station several times, and the prices for gas are so like off the charts, like they're just weird. And Crow just says, "What the gas prices? What is he in Port-au-Prince? Like it's like 5 cents a gallon. Like it was crazy. The gas prices were ridiculous." that the minute you said that was the first line that went through my head. Where you live, Port-au-Prince. So going back to Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
So we meet Lauren Holly. Now, did you know Lauren Holly was the one, she auditioned for Ace Ventura.
Oh.
So that's where she met Jim Carrey. So when this movie came up, he'd already had a crush on her, and she came along. So she's pretty much auditioning for whatever she can get at this point. She was on soap operas and stuff like that before. She's gorgeous. She just is. She looks gorgeous. And then this is where they ultimately fell in love was with this movie. And then they got married, was it a year afterward?
Yeah.
And then they only stayed married for about a year.
Yeah.
And then it was over. But, I mean...
And now she plays grandmas in terrible Christmas movies.
Oh, my God. I thought that was Frances Fisher.
I know.
Are you serious?
That was Lauren Holly.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
She looks just like Frances.
It's weird, right?
Weird to me.
But she is 60.
Well, yeah, but I thought she'd age pretty well. I mean, she's hot, you know?
Yeah.
She is.
She looks good.
Yeah.
She looks good.
Yeah. Wow. Grandma.
Yeah. It's just you got to hold on to your family. You can.
Yeah, you really do. Well, yeah.
But Hollywood is also just not kind to women who just naturally age like a human being.
Unless you're Meryl Streep. But like she still has a draw. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just true. It's like, you know, you're really hot, you're in a hot film, and then you get older, and then you're a grandma at 42 on something on Superstation TBS.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like that's where your career goes. Fun fact also about 1995. Do you remember the cartoon?
There was a Dumb and Dumber cartoon.
Yes, sir, there was. Hanna-Barbera.
Who did the voices?
It wasn't them. People who sounded just. Can you imagine? Well, that's like when Ghostbusters had their cartoon in the early 90s. They got a guy who sounded so much like Bill Murray, but I knew it wasn't Bill because, I mean, Bill Murray's voice is just one of those things that's always in my head, especially when I was a teenager. And when he started talking, like they made him sound like kind of like a lazy, druggy kind of guy. And I guess.
Isn't that Lorenzo Music who did Garfield as well?
Yeah, maybe don't do that. You're not Bill Murray.
The voice of Garfield and the voice of Peter Venkman on the Ghostbusters.
It's not right. It's not right.
The original Garfield, not Chris Pratt.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I wanted to clarify.
People were really worried.
Yeah,
of course.
None of this new Garfield shit.
I had to sit through that movie. It wasn't good.
Interesting point there, though, that Lorenzo Music is the original Garfield, and then Bill Murray becomes Garfield in the mid-2000s.
That's true. It's like they switched. See, I think Bill was a good a good Garfield. I think.
We're gonna let her say that.
Yeah.
Just gonna let that go.
Like Fuzzy's gonna fight me on it. What do you do? Throw your chicken at me? I don't think so.
Maybe
Chicken
the
fight.
broccoli.
Chicken fight! Not the chicken fight. Not again. Stop throwing. Stop slapping me with chicken legs.
See, now I just want to go get some chicken legs and
And slap me with
create
it.
create a room for it.
Oh my god.
Just fill it with chicken legs and then just launch them at each other. Sounds great. That sounds like a fun activity.
And they're just planning their birthday right now.
Oh. Wow.
Just get a bunch of chicken. Just get a bunch of chicken tenders. And a room, you put some plastic down, get some friends together, and you just throw chicken tenders at each other's faces.
Yes. I'm going to be eating while I'm throwing it. It's going to be great.
There are people that are starving in this world. Like, oh, let's just throw chicken tenders at each other. I'll be going to bed with an empty stomach tonight. You know that, right? Thinking about your chicken tender fight that you're having with your friends.
You can't even eat chicken tenders.
Yeah, gluten allergy. What do you have to say now?
So Dumb and Dumber. Did you notice her name was Mary Swanson?
Yeah, like the dinner.
Right. So Lloyd's last name is Christmas. Now, if they got married, what would it be? What would her name be?
Mary Swanson Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Ah!
It is a Christmas movie.
That's what I said. That's what I've been saying all along.
Yeah. Yep.
He had a shot.
That was also a deleted scene. They actually talked about that in the movie.
In one in a million.
1 in a million. Oh, I did like that though.
That was the one that I quoted.
Yeah.
That was the one that I think people I knew were quoting was the, I still got a chance.
That's not bad. I think, again, I'd never seen this movie until today. Like, I'd always seen clips of it. So this is like Shawshank for me, going into this, not having seen it, because, again...
Just like Shawshank, this movie, exactly.
Just exactly like Shawshank.
No.
Yeah, no. They're like the same movie. Obviously, we're watching two different movies.
Yeah, we were. We really were.
You put your phone down once in a while, you'd have seen that there was a redemption in this movie.
The deep feeling that this movie evoked.
Yes.
Yeah, the guy who died in the cafe, that's Brooks.
Oh, wow. Bro.
Wow, you did that.
Amy's traumatized by Brooks.
That's mean. Fuck. Oh,
Mike Starr, by the way, is the actor.
thanks for that. I wondered who that was. A character actor.
Yeah.
He's been in a ton of shit back
Mike
then.
Starr and Karen Duffy are bad guys they were the criminals who were working with Charles Rocket who had orchestrated the kidnapping of Lauren Holly's husband. All this is all happening in the background. Well, Harry and Lloyd are just being horrific human beings.
Yeah.
the best gag in this movie. There's just no doubt what it is, and it's the meanest gag, but it's the best gag. They've got to get money to make the trip to Colorado,
Right.
and Lloyd goes and sells some of their stuff, and one of the things that he sells is a
parrot.
Is Harry's parakeet.
Parakeet. Petey the parakeet.
Petey the parakeet.
Oh.
In the previous scene, Mike Starr had decapitated. So Lloyd sells the bird to a blind kid.
Tapes the head back on and sells it to a blind kid.
And the best part is when the camera goes to the kid. He goes, "Here's soft birdie.
He's just petting
Sweet birdie.
Pretty
the bird.
birdie.
Pretty birdie. Polly want a cracker?" And there's so much tape around its neck. I'm like, that is the best gag in the whole movie. And then they come back to it towards the end, which I love. And they're like, and a little boy who was sold a parakeet, who was beheaded or whatever, and he's like, "I just thought he was really quiet." Fantastic! Like, that's a chef's kiss callback. That was excellent.
Classic Farrelly right
Yep.
there. That is top
Totally.
tier Farrelly
Yep.
joke.
That made me not hate this movie. Was that
I don't want to laugh at it.
I know, but it's so funny. But see, like you and I, like our favorite comedy is absurdist.
Yeah.
That's definitely in there. That's one of those things. How did you even see her? You're blind. Sorry, we're not talking about the kid anymore. We're talking about my dog. Great bit.
No, the kid's here.
The kid's here. We're in the wheelchair. Little blind kid in the wheelchair.
He's deaf also now.
Oh, he's our age too. It's weird. God bless. So my other favorite bit was the which I think Mom would have laughed at a lot, just because of Mom's sense of humor, was him talking about it's Harry talking to Mary about what he does and how they tried to breed a Shih Tzu and a Bull Terrier together. And it was like, yeah, we called it a bullshit. And I'm like, God, it's so lame. It's handed to you right there. But it made me laugh. His delivery of it. That was it.
Yeah.
I love Jeff Daniels.
Really, nobody thought Jeff Daniels could be funny. And I think that's why he was willing to take so little money to be in it.
And his manager, even his agent, was like, don't do it. This is career suicide. And it could have been too, because the critics hated it. They said it was just pure gross out humor, which there was enough gross out, which I'm sorry, I can't do the stuff on the face when they were cold.
Yeah.
And the whole bathroom scene. Like, I can't. I just can't.
Plugging my ears.
Didn't famous hockey player Cam Neely spit into...
He spit in his food.
Just, I can't do any of that.
Yeah.
But when you get past those moments, there are some genuinely funny moments in this film.
The Farrellys are very good at this. I mean, they get, like, Me, Myself, and Irene is not a funny movie, but there is a gag with a dildo in that movie that is one of the funniest fucking things. It's one of the biggest laughs I've ever had in my life. It was little Renee Zellweger holding this giant dildo.
Oh my God. Wow.
That's a great gag. I mean, every time. I mean, they've made some shit like Stuck on You with Greg Kinnear and Matt Damon is not good, but again, there are some jokes in that are just, they're so savage that you can't help but laugh.
That's true. Did they do? There's something about
Oh yeah,
because again, that movie still. But again, the thing about the Farrelly brothers movies is that our generation, why? And like we already talked about this. Why did our generation have to memorize every fucking line? Because I swear to God, there's something about Mary every single fucking time. It's like, they'd be like, Franks and beans and like shit like that.
God,
like,
Franks and beans.
It would just piss me off so much.
And that one was just
that
kinda,
especially. Yeah.
Didn't care for that. I thought that was going to be a lot of that in this.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully, there isn't a lot of that, and there's like one really like I thought this was going to be super offensive. I just assumed.
Yeah.
And it's really not, it's not wholesome or anything, but it's like, it's not as super offensive as it could have been, and aside, I think there's like one really, like there's a karate joke that's kind of, out of date. Jim Carrey does karate and pulls a guy's heart out of his chest in a dream sequence. Like,
but he puts it in a doggy bag, which is funny.
Yeah, he did. Carrey is good at capping a gag.
He is. He truly is. And you know what? Like, Carrey could, and has a few times, riffed so far off into Robin territory. You know what I mean? Like, he could easily be that Robin Williams riffing thing. Like, if you watch Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Like, it's just chewing and chewing and chewing. Like, there's just so much. And what I like about Carrey is that there is still some, like, the beginning of this movie actually had me tearing up. When he's having that conversation with Harry, and he's just like, I just want to have somebody. And like, you genuinely believe that. He's like, I'm tired of being a loser. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I felt like I was being seen,
Yeah, and then they have a nice hug, and he cries it out because
he really cries. And I'm like, God, I want to do that so bad right now. You have no idea.
But there again, like I was expecting a gag where like he pulls away and just he's stuck to Harry's chest. Like that's the gag I was expecting, and thankfully they didn't do that. That
does
would
be
seem
too
like
easy of a joke, really. But I think that's the thing. God, I really am like, I've got like little tears. What's wrong with me? But like the Farrelly brothers could go, and sometimes they do. They go way too far into a gag,
Mhm.
but then there's. I know you shouldn't put the Farrelly brothers and subtlety together, but they do. I mean, there's a few moments where you're just like, God, that was such a. They could have taken that way further, and it was funny just as it was. Like they were able to rein themselves in.
Yeah, they've got some restraint in some places and not in others, obviously.
Right. Exactly.
The largest shitting scene in movie history, I think, would be one where they could have had a little more restraint, maybe.
I will say,
Yeah.
the last bit of gas that he sputters out and he laughs at it made me laugh. He just like he just laughed at himself. I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. But it's Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
Anybody else, I've been like, oh, it's gross.
Dignified Golden Globe winner, Jeff Daniels. I like to think of him as his newsroom character when you're watching that scene.
That big long speech on the toilet. Could you imagine? I'd still love that speech. It wouldn't matter where it came from.
Just delivering it and shitting the whole time.
It's like Trump. That's kind of how he does it. Shitting. So
He really does that in court. We shouldn't mock the vice president.
President Musk would be angry.
He might censor us. Take away our free speech that he's a champion of.
I believe it was George W. Bush who said, freedom ain't free. And neither are these freedom fries.
Oh my God, freedom fries.
Freedom fries. We didn't call them French fries for
We're
about
mad
a
at
year.
the French.
It's freedom fries.
Yeah.
Freedom fries.
The French wouldn't go blow people up with us. So we were like, these aren't French fries anymore. They're freedom fries.
No one called them that. Like literally no one.
Literally
called
no one.
No one. Because not everybody was like a giant baby. Whatever. Wow.
Mom, they won't go to Iraq and blow stuff up with us.
You know what you should do? You should change the name of French fries. You're right, Mom.
Well, you just don't play with them anymore.
You just
I'm calling the diplomats home.
anything that's freedom. Like, yeah. So then, like French toast, we changed to freedom toast.
Freedom
Yeah.
toast.
French roast was freedom roast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it.
It was kind of cute back in the day.
Yeah,
Now-
it was. It was
now
adorable.
Now it's not.
Now it's just sad.
Now it's dangerous.
Now it'll get you killed.
Now it's genuine reprisal.
Yeah, exactly. God, who knew? Who knew it would come to this?
Who knew Dumb and Dumber would lead us there?
Oh, who knew? Yeah, and now they're going to be in the office, the Oval Office. That's crazy.
President Christmas.
President Christmas and Harry the couch fucker. I shouldn't say that about Harry. That's mean.
Harry can fuck a couch.
Harry can fuck a
He can
couch.
fuck a couch.
But I don't think he's as stupid as J.D. Vance. He wouldn't expect the couch to call him the next day. She never called. It's because she's made of leather, J.D. Well, this went off the rails.
It wouldn't be this show if it didn't.
That's true. Sean's like, do more research. We're gonna change it. I'm like, yeah, let's change this, and then we'd go right back to what we do. Just fine. We have no formula.
So they're going to Aspen. You know, they've got some adventures along the way. Mike Starr joins them for a moment, and they decide to play a little prank on him. They stop at the place with the world's hottest peppers, and they challenge each other to try them.
Yeah.
But talking about the subtlety you were talking about before, there is one subtle gag. I think it's in that sequence where it's like Lloyd is trying to get Harry to place a bet, and Harry's like, no, I don't bet. He goes, I bet you that if by the end of the day, I will get you to place a bet. And he's like, you're on. And then Lloyd just keeps the joke going, like, yeah, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. That was a great bit.
That was a great bit. And you know what? It's all in earnest too. None of it. It doesn't seem out of place. It doesn't seem like they're again. as we fast forward, which we always do this with movies, to the end with the Hawaiian Tropic girls on the bus. And it's so sweet. Like, they don't even realize. They're like, we need 2 men to grace us up before. And they're just like, oh, well, you're in luck. There's a town right up there. And then you think that Lloyd's got it. And then he chases after the van or the bus, slams on it and says, it's actually back that way. You know? And I just love that because then they're like, God, two guys are going to be so lucky when they... That could have been you dumb fucking idiots. But it was a great gag. Like, there's really great moments like
super.
that.
That is a tremendously, and again, it's just Carrey's ability to deliver that. Yeah, you think the joke is over, and you think, like, what could top that? And he finds the perfect capper for it, you know?
It could have been a happy ending for both of them. But I think they're just happy being together. I think and ultimately they are the best life partners. Yeah, they are. They truly are.
Happy endings is a funny bit because they were doing it. So they open up the briefcase and they find out there's a bunch of money inside. And so they start leaving IOUs and taking the money and using it to get themselves a really nice hotel room and a car. And they get a whole like a makeover montage. And Harry's getting a massage. And then who whispers in the massage therapist's ear. And you think, oh God, he's asking about a happy ending.
Yep.
No, he just wants to give her a massage.
Her in her massage outfit that would not close in the front,
and then gives her said massage by banging his head
on the back between her shoulder blades. That had to feel good. But like it's funny because like you get to like there's a camera moment. If you look at the girl that's getting them, she's actually smiling, like she's starting to laugh. There is a moment where Lauren Holly almost breaks what she did kind of break with. It was actually at the owl sanctuary thing that they were at or whatever. And though it was one of the deliveries that Harry had that he was saying something about, was it, nice Hooters or whatever it was?
Oh, yeah.
And that was a real break for Lauren Holly. Like, she actually giggled. And he was really talking about the fucking owls that are right there. So good. Like, it's just great.
Yeah.
That's just great.
That one was the one. I like that one.
I was impressed.
And, the costume joke, those stupid outfits, that was, I mean, the costume people need to get some love in this because those costumes were consistently hilarious.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Once they got the money and they're in Aspen, it's just like just every bad taste.
Yeah. What they think isn't garish is totally garish.
Jim Carrey's just wearing this giant cowboy hat with like Indian colors, like an Indian headdress in front of it.
Yeah. I really liked the because this is something that I believe when he's trying on all those tuxedos. And he just looks sad.
Yeah.
But the minute he gets that orange thing on, he's tap dancing. And you can just see the delight in his eyes. And you believe that his character really would feel great in that tuxedo.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's perfect.
It's a perfect send up of that scene in any movie. The makeover montage scene is just, and again, Carrey with the capper once again with that little dance.
So good. So good. Again, I didn't hate this movie. I think Fuzzy and I we're and I know you because you've written stuff about there's a place for gross out humor, but with this, because it didn't go so far. Like, think of a movie right now that had like the grossest gross out humor.
Oh gosh,
I'll think of She's All That when he puts the pubes on the pizza.
Oh God, yeah, fuck.
That's just fucking gross.
Yeah, that's
I didn't notice that.
Oh no, that was in the first one with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah,
the actual
the original, like 1999.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would have barfed.
The little brother is carrying a pizza. He's at lunch at the high school. He's carrying a pizza. He's walking to his chair, and the bullies come up. The bully reaches into his pants, rips out a bunch of pubes, and just drops them right on his pizza.
Well, okay, but the newer version of it with what's her nuts, the influencer, Addison Rae, and the snot bubble.
Oh, that was gross.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
I mean, like that kind of shit, I can't do. I cannot do.
No, it's just gross. It's not funny. It's just gross.
And here, so Jeff Daniels shitting on a toilet. I will say this. He's got some great calves. Nice upper thigh muscles. But you really don't want to see him in what I hope were just on purpose beige underpants.
Oh God.
But I mean, at least for most of that, it was just noises.
Mhm.
Like we didn't have to see like brown shit all over the
Yeah,
place.
they didn't do that. That was good.
Bite my toe.
There's a little bit of restraint in that scene. As much restraint as you can get into a monster shit scene.
A monster shit
They
scene.
did not show you the shit.
God.
So there's that.
There's that. You know, to me,
But,
it's small victories.
But like, what about the scene with Harlan Williams? So they're driving the
Oh.
dog, and they're speeding, and Jim Carrey's pissing in bottles, and he pisses in like 5 beer bottles.
Yeah. Which I don't know how he did that. I have no idea how he did that.
And he get pulled over by a cop, and Harry's just holding like 4 beer bottles full of piss while driving.
While driving.
Yeah.
While driving.
And
So they
get
wouldn't
pulled over.
spill.
Harlan
Yeah.
Williams is like, "So you guys been drinking?" Then he takes one of the beers as if it's a beer, and he drinks it.
Swigs it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was unnecessary. I'm sorry. That was
Absolutely.
unnecessary. He could have just sniffed it and been like, oh,
Okay. Yep. Okay. You can go. He could have, but he didn't.
no.
We got to watch him drink piss.
It doesn't
basically.
make any none of the movie made sense, but that didn't make any sense
No.
anyway.
Mm-mm.
Well, why is the
Horrifying.
cop drinking beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, why is
Yeah,
the cop pulling someone over to drink their beer? Like, what's happening here?
That's
And to
happening.
prove it was beer.
Yeah, but
Well, it's not.
because most people can smell beer
Yeah.
on your breath, and from the bottle. Like, I mean, you can smell it. You didn't have to drink it, and I just feel like that was a step too far.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah, that was Harlan Williams improv right there. Just
it's very Harland Williams-esque, isn't it? I got a great idea. I'm just gonna drink it. You know, it's no,
no.
not that didn't work for me at all.
What about the most annoying sound in the world?
It was not as annoying as I remembered the ad.
Mm.
I remember the trailer, and I remember it was like, okay, the ad, that looks annoying, that sounds annoying. I'm not going to watch this movie. And then he does it in this, and it's like, I've done that noise before. I'm not annoying.
See, I don't get annoyed by noises anymore easily, though.
Mm-mm.
Like, it
You
just
spend
doesn't.
a lot of time with children.
I do. I spend a lot of time with children,
Yeah.
and it just doesn't faze me anymore. You can make any noise, and it's like, okay,
Yep.
cool.
That's
If you make it for too long, I'll put in my earbuds because I can't stand the same noise over and over again. But
But Mike Starr sold it well. Like,
Yeah.
give him credit. He made that scene. He
did.
He was so angry, and I so like you're identifying with the guy who's trying to kill them in that movie.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know, I think I forgot what my point was going to be.
Mike Starr.
Mike Starr. After, before he actually takes the bite of the really hot peppers, which, by the way, we failed to mention, he has an ulcer
Yeah,
in this movie,
he's been
which-
just drinking pills out
Yeah.
of the bottle.
which you shouldn't do that if you do have an ulcer. Don't just pop pills. Like, unless if that thing was full of Xanax, I would say yes, do that. But for ulcer pills, that could actually make it even worse. Just telling you that. But I did love that. It kind of made me sad that he died, because I was like, then he could say, look, these two idiots, they didn't even realize what's in that. They have no idea what's in that briefcase. But then, of course, they had to kill him off.
yeah,
And I think
so that it looked like they were plotting something
Right.
nefarious,
It looked-
and they
yeah.
yeah.
They were, Charles Rockets thinking like they're secret geniuses. Like,
Yeah.
they've got to be government. They've got to be.
We killed their bird, so they killed our owl. Yeah. Which was an honest mistake of him just opening up the champagne bottle. And then
Did you know going in that was going to happen? Did you kind of assume, like, there's 2 rare birds in the room, they're totally going to kill at least
yeah.
one of them?
well, you know what? I my first thought was that Harry might steal one, since he missed his bird Petey, that he was just going to take an owl.
or
he'd
that
end
they
up
would
with one.
accidentally open the cage door
Mhm.
and let it get away,
Yep.
and maybe they'd find it at the end of the movie. That's happened a couple times.
And then it would become Harry's pet, like,
Yeah.
because then he had a bird again.
Just in the end, he's just
Yeah.
had it on his arm, like,
Yep.
eh,
Like, that would have made sense.
just sitting on a couch somewhere. Oh.
Right. On a couch somewhere. Sitting on a couch
On the side of the road, probably.
And because
With the bird on his arm. That's how I thought that was going to end.
The owl flies off with the Hawaiian Tropic Girls.
oh, now see, I'd watch that movie. Two owls in the Hawaiian Tropic.
Now, see, the terrible version of that joke is they accidentally open up the cage, the owls start flying around and shitting
And
on
shitting
everyone.
that's true.
Oh, yeah.
And there are people that would have made that movie. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm damn sure that one.
That's just horrible. Wow.
I just made that movie in my head. Actually.
Oh yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's how I know.
Because you just made it. Well, yeah. I mean, you didn't really give it a whole lot.
I can find the worst case scenario in just about any scene if you want. What did you think of the physical humor? Like the way Jim Carrey just throws himself into things? I think it's impressive.
Like I said, I think that he has the opportunity to go full Robin Williams, and he doesn't. He has the right kind of comedic choreography, I suppose. So yeah, it's not overdone. It works for him. That's the way I see it.
Somehow this movie is more restrained than Ace Ventura.
Yeah, well, and how? You know?
He doesn't talk out of his butt one scene in this movie.
Can
He
I
does not.
ask you a question?
I'm laughing at the contempt Amy had in her voice as she said that.
This is highbrow humor. And again, like that, right around this time when this movie came out, when Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, that was when my comedy stuff was starting to develop. That's when I first heard of Bill Hicks. That's when I first started getting into alternative stuff that I didn't really understand, but I still liked it because I thought it was funny the way that other comedians would deliver stuff. So to me, this kind of shit was for kids. And I was 17. But I felt cooler than everybody else because I didn't like this kind of shit.
MJ, what's your style of comedy?
I'm not usually physical comedy person. Sometimes if it's done well, it can maybe be funny, but I don't like it very much usually.
Hey, that's great.
And I hate gross comedy.
Yeah.
Gross comedy is disgusting.
Yep. That's true.
You got to do it well. Yeah, you have to be able to do it well. Like I think I don't know if I've shared that. I know I've talked about this with Jeff on the other podcast, but I don't do shit jokes very well.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a thing that could turn me off a movie completely. There's a movie called 51st State, or it was called The Formula 51 at one point with Samuel L. Jackson.
I remember that
Action comedy thing, and
yeah.
one of the gags is Samuel L. Jackson locks these three bad guys in a room, and he'd given them like hardcore X-Lax, and they just start shitting themselves, and the scene goes on for I don't know, it feels like forever with them just in this other room just groaning and shitting on themselves. And I was like, I gotta go. I'm out.
I remember that you saw that in the
out.
theater. I remember you coming home from that and just saying nope, fuck that shit. You were pissed.
I walked out on that one.
I remember that.
The other one was a movie called College, where they're doing shots through a guy's butt cheeks. So he's laying down, and his ass is here, and then you lay between his legs, and they pour the shot through his ass cheeks into your mouth. That's the joke. Walked out of that one. But I've seen one seriously good shit joke. One. There's a movie called Hall Pass with Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis.
Mm-hmm.
And they have an explosive diarrhea joke in the movie that is so perfectly timed and so well done. I laughed so hard at that.
Really?
It's such a great joke.
How?
Well, the concept is the hall pass. You know, the hall pass where you can if your husband or your wife, they can meet somebody, and that's their hall pass. They can, if they meet this celebrity, that's my hall pass.
If I would have ever gotten married, I'd say Paul Rudd is my hall pass.
Yeah. That's the gag here, is that their wives have given them a hall pass, so they keep trying to get laid and they keep failing. And one of the ways they fail is one of them gets super diarrhea.
Wow.
And I mean, it is super diarrhea. It is like a shotgun blast. And that's why it was really funny. It was really funny the way they did it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like if it comes to anything that's coming out of your body, I don't want to see it.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
I mostly can't do nose humor.
No.
It's like there's a 4-letter word related to that I cannot even say because it makes me kind of sick.
Yeah.
And I have not said it on the show.
I've already said it once. And
Yeah.
and I don't even like saying it either. And
No.
there's plenty of words that we just don't
Yeah.
say.
I was traumatized by some kid on the playground related to it. I don't want to go into
Nope.
it. It was bad. It was real bad, and I don't want to go there anymore. It really made me
Who touched
upset.
you? I mean, who hurt?
So yeah, that's not humor I can do. So I had to look away
Yeah.
during
Yeah.
the motorbike scene in this.
Yeah,
movie.
and then they make me look, and I'm like, I'm the one who has the gag reflex. I'm like, ooh, oh my God.
Not okay.
Not
Did
okay.
not enjoy that. But I mean, this is still one of the better movies of 1994.
It is. It is.
Which
It's
is a low bar.
low bar.
Very low bar.
Very low bar.
Like Pulp Fiction and Shawshank. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Part of disclosure.
Yeah, right. Holy shit. God bless.
such a just I mean, we thought 93 was bad. We were so hopeful for 94 because 93 was just such trash.
Yeah, like one after another after another.
Yeah, I mean,
Carnosaur? Are you fucking kidding
fucking
me?
Remains of the Day.
Oh, God. That's still on in my and we moved. Like, how is it still on? It's the longest running movie of all.
Oh God.
Runs
yeah.
for 5 years.
Still a running competition between that and Mrs. Doubtfire is the worst movie.
Oh, I think Mrs. Doubtfire. Like, I would take
I mean, we at least finished Remains of the Day.
That's true. I would take 17 hours of Remains of the Day over 15 minutes of Mrs. Doubtfire.
So obnoxious.
It's so funny because I had that conversation with somebody at Dollar General, and they're just like, Mrs. Doubtfire is like the greatest movie of all time. I'm like,
Everyone says that.
What
I've
is
heard that
wrong
What
with
so
you?
many
movie were you
times.
watching?
right.
Like,
Did you have a gun to your head? Because we didn't. We had free will, and we had to end it. Like, we had to stop.
There's just so much like kindness towards Robin Williams that we're just all blacking out. Just
That's
everybody
it.
blacks out. And
We have Robin Williams blindness. That's what we have. And honestly, if you go back and watch a lot of his movies, sadly, this is what you're gonna get.
Well, that's why no one watches Father's Day.
Oh, oh my God, that's true.
Oh, yeah, Father's Day is.
Father's Day is garbage.
Oh, it's not good.
No.
There's a trying on clothes montage in that movie that is just one of the. It goes on for hours.
It still hurts.
He's just doing b-boy poses and saying "Yo, homie," and it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah. I know that the word cringe is overused, but like he made a career out of that. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, he was often one of the funniest human.
And a fantastic
Weapons of Mass
actor.
Distraction. Come on, that is one of the great HBO specials of all time.
100%.
The
100%.
one where he's just totally coked out of his mind.
Yep.
That way is fucking where he's just like, come inside my brain.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree.
He is on so much cocaine in that it's
So much
I mean, the sweat is just. I mean,
like how he didn't die during that set. I don't know. I would tell anybody with Robin Williams, please watch The Fisher King because it's a beautiful movie. He's so fantastic in it. Jeff Bridges is just phenomenal as well. So if you need a Robin Williams movie, Fisher King for sure.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah. Again, an understated performance.
Yeah. Fucking beautiful.
And he's terrific in it. Absolutely terrific. So, and again, we love Robin. We have to like make sure everybody knows that we love Robin Williams. We love him. Mrs. Doubtfire is a piece of shit.
It's garbage.
Movie.
I mean, Tom Hanks. Love Tom Hanks. Forrest Gump is trash.
It's absolute trash.
It's absolute trash, and it needs to die horribly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Except for when he's crying at her. He's crying when she's dead. And he's, I miss you. Oh, I'm not going to do it because it'll start crying. That moment.
Just think about Jim Carrey's monologue in his apartment.
Oh, that's so good.
All right, I'm sorry. Brooks was here.
Oh, God. I swear to God, if you say anything from David Tennant, I will fucking kill you. Because I am in a very emotional state this month. It's been a horrible month, so... And then he says, I don't want to go.
Oh.
Then he says it.
Yeah, he does.
And he goes.
Yeah, but he came back.
But then he went again.
He's still there.
You know what? It's just like if a ghost came to just say, hey, I'm doing okay. You're still going to leave again. Don't do that. You already left once. Stop it. I've been saying this to Brian for years. Stop it. Don't do that. Sorry, what's our movie next week?
Oh, I don't know.
You know what? If I can do research on Dumb and Dumber, you can find a fucking list of movies. You dick.
I was just mocking.
Did you do your research? Get your research done?
I was just mocking you.
What, the person who's prepared for today?
Why don't you just keep chatting? How about that?
Okay, so, oh God, my eye, I wasn't going to cry today, like, at all.
Didn't think you were with Dumb and Dumber.
It's just so weird, like that one beginning scene, and I'm just like, out of the gate? Really? Dumb and Dumber? And I'm tearing. That will tell you just how awful December has been for me. That's it. That's it.
Carrey, he can act sometimes.
I'm telling you, man.
I like Man on the Moon a lot.
Oh, I love Man on the Moon. But then you got like The Truman Show. I mean, like just some fantastic movies he's done. Holy shit. He's a great actor. He's an absolutely great actor. Oh my God. Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorite movies. Oh.
Superb. That is,
superb film. Yes.
Absolutely wonderful.
Yep.
Next week is Nell. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God. I'm so glad you said I'm kidding.
Why, you don't like Tay in the Wind?
Stop it.
Tay in the Wind.
Stop it.
That's how she says the
No.
trees are blowing in the wind. She
Oh,
says,
God.
Tay in the Wind. So Nell is this woman. Nell is this woman who grew up in a cave and wasn't discovered until she was like 30, and she doesn't know how to talk. And she says she's invented her own language that she uses.
Mm-hmm.
She lives in the forest, and Liam Neeson wants to fuck her. Isn't that what it is? No,
Probably.
I think it's Liam Neeson.
I'm not angry. If Liam Neeson wants to find me in a forest, that's fine. He's an Irish treasure, that
he can
man.
find anyone in a forest. He can find anyone.
He has a specific set of skills that...
That's why he found Nell.
That's right. But just don't let him near you.
Nell is in the Taken universe. Confirmed.
He's got knitting needles, and they're going to meet your kneecaps. But it's going to happen. But Nell. Yeah, I don't want to watch Nell. So what is the real?
We'll watch Mixed Nuts.
That's one of Mom's movies.
Great.
She had it on VHS. I asked her, "Did you like this movie?" She goes, "I don't know." She never could find the cover of it. It was just the cassette.
All I know is it's June Diane Raphael's favorite movie.
Oh my God. Well, that's quite a lot of stars in that movie too.
Steve Martin.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
people.
It's funny you should mention Steve Martin because he and Martin Short were also up for Dumb and Dumber. I'm not kidding. That's true. That's true.
He'd already done it. The jerk is basically the defendant of Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, but Martin Short wasn't in that. Yeah, so let's see if Amy does her homework for next week.
We'll see. It's unlikely, but
Fuck off.
There's the joke that just will never leave me my entire life. He hates these cans. Stay away from
these cans. The new phone books are here. The new phone books are here.
There's just so much weird, funny shit in that movie. It's just I don't know if he's ever topped it.
That's how you do a comedy. The jerk. You do a comedy.